Chapter 5, Key Moment Model of Communication. Lesson 5.1, Identifying Key Moments in Parenting. Welcome to the magical world of key moments in parenting. Those tiny but monumental interactions that can either turn your day into a blissful parenting win or make you feel like you've completely lost control. In this lesson, we're diving into how to spot these moments and, most importantly, how to handle them without pulling your hair out. What are key moments? A key moment is essentially an emotionally charged situation that demands your attention and response. It could be your fifth grader storming in, declaring they hate school and are never going back, or your teenager coming home late after curfew with a suspicious story. These moments are important because they present learning opportunities for your kids, whether about responsibility, boundaries, or emotional regulation. The trick is responding in a way that fosters growth rather than just reacting out of frustration. Why do they matter? Key moments are like crossroads. How you respond can either lead to strengthening your relationship with your child or spiraling into a cycle of frustration and unproductive behaviors. It's not just about getting through the immediate problem. It's about building trust, self-esteem, and responsibility. No pressure, right? Here's the deal. You'll face key moments every day. Some small, like a child refusing to do their homework, and some big, like your teen having a meltdown over not being allowed to go to a party. These moments tend to trigger negative thoughts like, "My kids never listen," which can quickly escalate into feelings of anxiety or frustration. And when you're emotionally charged, it's easy to lose sight of your parenting principles and react in ways that aren't productive. The key moment model. Here's where the key moment model comes in handy. This model shows that when faced with a key moment, you have two choices. React emotionally, often leading to either overmanaging, think nagging and lecturing, or overindulging, giving in to avoid conflict, or respond consciously with love, trust, and calm. The first option might temporarily solve the issue, but it weakens your relationship with your child and teaches them little about responsibility. The second option, though harder in the moment, leads to long-term growth for both you and your child. A real-life example. Imagine this. Your son, who's been glued to his gaming console all weekend, refuses to help with the household chores. You're on the edge of losing it because it feels like the millionth time you've asked. You could overmanage by yelling and demanding he gets off the couch now, or you could overindulge by sighing and doing the chores yourself to avoid the fight. But if you apply the key moment model, you stop yourself, take a deep breath, and approach him calmly. You say, "Hey, I know you're having fun, but we agreed that everyone helps out around the house. Let's figure out a plan for you to finish up here and then help with the chores." He might still grumble, but you've avoided a power struggle and sent the message that responsibilities need to be handled. You've also modeled calm problem solving. Lessons learned. The key takeaway from this example is that how you handle key moments matters more than what the moment is about. Instead of focusing on the immediate problem, your son not doing chores, you use the moment to teach responsibility and self-regulation. The bonus? You stayed sane, which is always a win. In Chapter 5, we're going to explore these key moments in depth, learning how to navigate them with communication tools like the key moment model. Ready to take your parenting game to the next level? Let's do this. Lesson 5.2, How to Respond Rather Than React. In this lesson, we focus on how to respond rather than react during key moments in parenting. This lesson emphasizes the importance of taking a mindful, thoughtful approach to parenting rather than simply reacting out of emotion or frustration. Imagine this. You've just come home after a long day, and your child has left their homework untouched. The living room looks like a tornado hit, and there's a suspiciously large pile of dishes in the sink. Your immediate reaction might be to snap, yell, or throw your hands up in frustration. That's the react part. However, this lesson encourages you to pause, take a breath, and respond instead of reacting. This shift from knee-jerk reactions to thoughtful responses is crucial for creating positive interactions and teaching your children valuable lessons. Responding, rather than reacting, requires you to stay calm and focused on the long-term goal, helping your child grow emotionally and take responsibility. It's about asking yourself, what do I want my child to learn from this moment, instead of just trying to fix the immediate situation? Real life example. Let's say your 10-year-old son comes to you, clearly upset, saying, I hate school. I'm never going back. Your gut reaction might be to shut down the conversation with something like, well, you're going to school whether you like it or not. But that's reacting. In contrast, a response might involve acknowledging his feelings. Wow, it sounds like something really tough happened today. Want to talk about it? This opens the door for a conversation, and your child may share that he had a bad day because he struggled with a math test. By responding, you've created a space where your child feels heard and understood. Now, instead of creating more conflict, you can guide him through his emotions, teaching him resilience and problem-solving skills. Lessons learned. 1. Pause before responding. It's easy to jump into fix-it mode or to enforce discipline right away, but taking a pause gives you a chance to respond with empathy and intention. 2. Focus on the bigger picture. Reacting solves the immediate problem. Maybe the dishes get done after a frustrated argument, but responding focuses on long-term growth, like teaching responsibility and emotional regulation. 3. Open up communication. By responding, you give your child the opportunity to express themselves, which leads to stronger relationships and a deeper understanding of their emotional world. In summary, learning to respond rather than react builds trust, promotes emotional maturity, and creates a healthier parent-child dynamic. In the next lesson, we'll explore how to implement the key moment model to strengthen communication even further. Hey there, listeners. If you're enjoying this parenting course and want to take your journey to the next level, don't miss out on our premium parenting course at freecoursesforall.com. This premium package includes ad-free, downloadable audio files, a comprehensive ebook titled The Parenting Playbook, and 10 real-life parenting scenarios with practical strategies on how to handle them. It's a treasure trove of resources designed to make your parenting experience even more rewarding. And that's not all. You can explore all our courses, including Secrets to a Happy Marriage at freecoursesforall.com. That's free courses, the number 4, all.com. Empower yourself with knowledge and take the first step toward a happier, more fulfilling family life today. Lesson 5.3, Over-managing and overindulging in key moments. In this lesson, we're going to explore 2 common pitfalls that happen in key parenting moments: over-managing and overindulging. You've probably been there before. Your kid faces a challenge, and the urge to either take full control or just let them get their way can be overwhelming. While these approaches can seem like quick fixes, they often do more harm than good in the long run. What's the difference? Overmanaging is when you micromanage your child's every move. You jump in to solve their problems, handle their responsibilities, and make sure they don't fail. While it feels like you're being helpful, overmanaging can make your child feel incapable or overly dependent on you. It's like putting training wheels on a bike, but never letting them try to ride without them. Overindulging is when you give in to avoid conflict or to keep your child happy, letting them have what they want, even if it's not in their best interest. This approach teaches kids that persistence, or whining, will get them what they want, and it robs them of valuable lessons about boundaries and responsibility. Both approaches may seem like the easiest route in the moment, but they backfire in teaching your child important life skills like problem solving, resilience, and self-discipline. Real-life example: the clean your room saga. Let's say you've asked your 8-year-old Max to clean his room. Max drags his feet, stalls, and eventually you walk in to find his room still a disaster zone. If you overmanage, you might jump in and start cleaning it for him, frustrated that it's not getting done fast enough. Or, if you overindulge, you might say, "Fine, I'll clean it myself. Just go play." But here's the thing: neither approach helps Max learn responsibility. Instead, this is a key moment where you can guide him to solve the problem himself. Rather than taking over, you might say, "I see you're having a hard time getting started. How about we make a list of what needs to be done, and you can tackle it step by step." You're not cleaning the room for him, but you're also not letting him off the hook. You're guiding him through the process, helping him take ownership. Lessons learned. 1. Overmanaging stifles independence. When you take over and do things for your child, you send the message that they aren't capable of doing it themselves. This can lead to a lack of confidence and an unwillingness to take on challenges in the future. 2. Overindulging creates entitlement. Giving in to avoid conflict teaches your child that they don't have to take responsibility for their actions. It reinforces the idea that with enough persistence, they can get what they want without putting in the effort. 3. Guide, don't rescue. In those key moments, focus on guiding your child toward the solution. It's okay if it takes longer or isn't perfect. What's important is that they learn how to tackle the problem themselves, building confidence and resilience along the way. In summary, key moments are learning opportunities, not for you to take over and not for you to give in. It's about helping your child take responsibility while providing the right amount of guidance to get them there. Finding that middle ground is challenging, but it's where the magic happens. Keep calm, coach them through it, and watch them grow. Lesson 5.4, Maturation over Problem Solving, a New Approach to Challenges. In parenting, we tend to have this knee-jerk reaction to jump in and solve every problem our kids face, whether it's a missing homework assignment, a broken toy, or a social issue. It's almost like we're superheroes, swooping in to fix things. But what if we put down our capes and allowed our kids to grow through those challenges instead? Enter the concept of maturation over problem solving. The essence of this lesson is that we should shift our focus away from just fixing problems and lean into helping our kids mature through them. Every problem, no matter how small or frustrating, is an opportunity for growth. It's not just about making sure the homework gets turned in or that the argument between siblings stops. It's about using these moments to foster emotional intelligence, responsibility, and independent thinking. Imagine this scenario. Your 8-year-old daughter spills milk all over her school project the night before it's due. She's in tears, and your first instinct might be to grab a towel, mop up the mess, and jump to help her redo the whole thing. But instead of rushing to the rescue, what if you took a different approach? What if you asked her how she could solve the problem? By allowing her to think through the situation and come up with solutions herself, maybe recreating part of the project or explaining the mishap to her teacher, you're teaching her resilience and problem-solving skills. Now, don't get me wrong, it's not easy to step back and let our kids handle things themselves. It requires patience, a lot of patience, and the ability to resist the urge to make everything better. But the payoff is huge. By prioritizing their maturation over the immediate need to solve the problem, we help our children grow into capable, confident individuals who can face life's challenges head-on. Real-life example. Let's talk about a real-world example. John, a 13-year-old, is frustrated because he's failing math. Naturally, his parents are concerned and want to help. Instead of immediately hiring a tutor or sitting down to solve the math problems for him, his parents use this as a maturation moment. They ask John what he thinks the issue is and what steps he can take to improve. At first, John just shrugs and says, "I don't know." But with some guidance, he starts to think critically. Maybe he could ask the teacher for help after class or dedicate extra time to homework. The important lesson here is that John begins to realize he has control over the situation. His parents are there for support, but they're not doing the work for him. This teaches John to take ownership of his academic progress, and he learns that he's responsible for seeking help and putting in the effort. Lessons learned. Let go of the urge to solve everything. It's hard, but stepping back allows your child to think critically and grow. Prioritize maturity over fixing. Each problem is a chance for your child to develop essential life skills. Encourage ownership. The goal is for your child to feel empowered to take charge of their challenges, whether it's in school, relationships, or personal growth. In the next lesson, we'll explore the importance of building emotional trust with your child and how this trust lays the foundation for effective communication and problem solving in key moments. Chapter 5, Conclusion. In Chapter 5, we explored the key moment model of communication, learning how to identify pivotal moments, respond thoughtfully instead of reacting, and avoid the pitfalls of overmanaging or overindulging. We also emphasized prioritizing your child's maturation over simply solving their problems. In Chapter 6, we'll dive into the essential values of empathy, honesty, and responsibility in parenting, and how these principles help build a strong foundation for your child's growth.